What's going on, people? It's Tim. Cover your ting, Av. We out here in Ibiza, getting some sunshine, being human out here. Come on, take a seat, let's have a talk. Let's have a little talk. It's been a minute. It's about time we had a little chat. So the next video I actually wanted to do was going to be the healing I've found since reintroducing animal products into my diet. I've got some notes. Some things have healed, undeniably, phenomenally. Not everything has healed. It isn't as simple as that. There's still work to be done. But that's not the conversation for today. Today was something that I noticed pretty much straight away, because I held it within myself up until I fasted. There was a massive denial of certain things within veganism, and the fast saved my life, man. It helped me snap out of it. It stripped me to my core, removed my ego, helped me see myself and my beliefs for what they were and grow and move on. So I just want to say big up fasting for what it did for me there. So there's many denials within veganism, and one of them that is so prevalent right now. I wanted to make this a conversation. And that's why I've not talked so much, because it is hard not to react to the emotional and mental instability that is going on projected from vegans to ex-vegans, rather than understanding, because there is a denial that the diet is healthy long-term for everyone. They really want to believe the diet, and I wanted to believe the diet was healthy long term. All of my issues, I blamed it on pre-veganism, on everything outside of veganism, on certain lights from phones and radiation from Wi-Fi's and things that I was watching that I was letting into my psyche. I blamed so many things on my lack of health until I stepped out of veganism and realised that what was holding me back. And so other vegans have done the same thing. I've realised that maybe it wasn't healthy for them long term, taken that step, been surprised by the results, not wanted to share the results because of the abuse they've received since leaving veganism. Absolutely, and partly rightly so, but then partly it's just the compassion towards humans is not that. This is stuff that I don't even need to say, because it's so obvious that the compassion towards humans and understanding isn't there. So this denial, what it creates is these personal attacks on every ex-vegan on this is why it didn't work, because you had a boob job and so the plastic's leaking and that's why it's not working for you. Well, you didn't do supplements, so that's why it's working. But you did supplements, but you did this wrong, so that's why veganism, and plus the ad hominem attacks, which are just absolutely out there. The things I try, and I'm going to make a video on this. I did a lot of things that extended my veganism, that healed me. Urine therapy being one of them. Absolutely phenomenal practice, which I am continuing to do, but it's getting the doses right. This is where alchemy comes into play. Getting things right. That was phenomenal. I recommend it to vegans to do that, because you recycle nutrients, and when you're strict with nutrients, it's something to help you make sure you're getting them in, especially the proteins. So there's a denial that the vegan diet is sustainable long term, and so we attack each and every person that leaves veganism, and it's exactly the same thing that I did before I came to the realization, was that these people, friends, people close to me that were leaving veganism, they're just weak, they've just not done it right. And I understand that perspective, but to the level now when there's this many people come out that are leaving veganism, I'm feeling better when leaving veganism, leaving the vegan diet behind. And this isn't an attack on veganism itself at all. I'm trying to have a healthy discussion about removing ourselves from our diets, removing ourselves from our beliefs, and just observing what is going on, right? Can we do that? I mean, obviously a lot of us can't, because there's so much people care about views on their YouTube channel, and their egos care about being right, and they're in massive denial. So we step out. These vegans on the surface, 5-6 years, it seems a common theme, leave veganism. And also, if you watch some ex-vegan videos on Sverig's channel, and if you can watch them unbiasedly, which I refused to do before I had to question my health, if you can watch them, you will see a trend across all videos. All people that leave veganism feel the same symptoms. A lot of the same symptoms come up with all of them, and then each time they leave veganism, they eat some animal products, the same things get relieved. That's a fact. That is happening. That is happening to people, individuals. You think if I took a B12 supplement, I would have had a wet dream of a B12 supplement? I don't think that would. It's not as simple as just supplement something, and therefore this deficiency or whatever. Do you think I would have had the recovery that my muscles were being stripped, turning into old rubber bands there was nothing going through, no fuel, and I couldn't do anything without them getting torn and then not recovering? You think a supplement would have done that? A supplement wouldn't heal that. There's stuff within food. Health is found within certain animal products. Not everyone can do a vegan diet long term, and it seems to be a lot less than we think. And besides from the mainstream vegan YouTubers that you see that are stopping being vegan, that is just a portion of society. That's not everyone that's leaving veganism is just these YouTubers and everyone else is staying vegan. They represent the cumulative, the bigger picture of vegans that are leaving, and leaving silently, that are leaving quietly, because they see the people that want to attack, that want to shoot for them and send for them and make videos. And it's not right. You're oppressing humans. Above all, humans are trying to be oppressed by this. This is a conversation about what is optimum for humans and for a human body. All these people that are making these attacks on everyone else, on me, and on Ravana and Raw Alignment and Bobby and Drew, and I just want to big up all the crew that are soldiering through this, that are empowered, that's still been through all this and stand by themselves. They still speak this truth. They still speak it despite the attacks and the denial within the community. And I see from the people that are attacking them, mental instability, no real relationship to the physical self, and no real relationship to nature. Not in everyone, of course, not in everyone. There are many people that have these great relationships, but there are people that are vegan that have these relationships, but they're not necessarily the ones making attacks and are projecting onto others. This is why I say focus on self. And that doesn't mean selfishness, and self-love is a very fine line. And often we can tell people you're being selfish when they're just acting out of their own best interests because they love themselves and they know that that's more important than sacrificing themselves. And then from a place of balance and self-love, they can have a healthier life and then make better decisions for the planet. First, we need healthy humans, then we can have a healthy planet. But if we make the first choice we made that was conscious, food-wise, for the planet, most of us, was veganism. But the first choice we make isn't always the best choice we made, or the one that is the greatest choice. We were influenced by documentaries, a lot of us, influenced by documentaries with agendas to make us see things a certain way, like I was. And I got it and I saw it, but became so locked into it. Denial of my own health. There's a denial that these vegans that are telling other people about themselves, the people that run plant-based news, are not healthy. You got people doing steroids and care about being massive and muscly to represent that you can be vegan and muscly, and yet they're doing steroids and they're not admitting that publicly. There are people that are super narcissistic that want to make everything about what they saw or what they, it's, there's not even worth addressing these people, but there's no understanding, there's no humanity within the people that are attacking, and so there's a denial there. The other denials that are very obvious are the denial of suffering in all choices. Now, I said in one of my videos that I realized all choices, all vegetables, not all vegetables, if you've got your own garden, then great. That's the step we all need to take, is to get our own garden, have a relationship to nature like that, and we will see the way nature works and our relationship to worms and birds and insects and all this stuff. And I don't think there's anyone that's got their own garden or their own relationship to food because they're growing it themselves that is angry at anyone for stopping being vegan, because there's an understanding that comes with that relationship to nature that you have. So there is a suffering in all, or suffering is a sort of human projection, but there is a destruction caused in all decisions that we make. So if you're buying vegetables from the supermarket, you're buying your fake meat, soy products, there's destruction in those choices, and there's very likely, well, insects, rodents killed in those choices. And there's a real denial of this, saying, oh, but for your meat products that you're eating, that there's crops going into. This is why this is about buying grass-fed. Hello, fly on the screen. Grass-fed meat, grass-fed, pasture-raised products. What's local to you? Is there local fish to you? Is there local farms to you? Go to your local farm shop. This isn't about supporting factory farming. I'd love to help team up with vegans to end factory farming. We need to form some sort of alliance for that. But making farmers the enemies is the very wrong decision to do there. And there's a denial that farmers see, that I now see within vegans. There's an immaturity there, a lack of understanding of the true nature of our food choices that I wasn't aware of. And it's understandable that vegans aren't aware, because the first time we became aware of our food choices was through veganism, through these shocking videos of slaughterhouses. And so we get trapped in this emotional state that's blocked us. That when we see someone else that chooses to consume animal products, we project the feeling we first felt when we saw that video, and we say, you're causing that. And so we live in denial that this person who's just a human making choices that might be the best for their health is some sort of evil person, or they don't care. And there's a denial that our ancestors weren't compassionate, that I used to hold as well. Like, for some reason our ancestors just didn't realise the harm they were causing to animals. They were just unconscious. And that's, again, unhealthy. Like, we have an unhealthy relationship to farmers when you're a vegan. You have an unhealthy mindset towards our ancestors, which isn't something to hold either. They were more connected to food. They understood our food choices. And if you go to like the Amazon or South America or Asia or something, and you try to speak to a local who lives off of the land like this, probably even out here in Spain, you speak to them about veganism, they will laugh, because they understand the true nature. They're out in the earth, like I'm out in the earth, looking, speaking, listening. There is destruction in all of our choices. So at some point, when you stop the denial of that suffering, when you stop the denial, another one, of your own health, which I've made a great point earlier as we were talking, a lot of vegans are in denial of their own health. I was in denial of my own health issues, and as I say, everything I blamed it on pre-veganism. Now, until one of the denials that I see come up, that I used to say, was when you eat animal products and you feel better, it's because you're stopping the detox symptoms, which I used to believe until I tried animal products. How many of these people have tried animal products that are telling others? When's the last time they did it? Because isn't it funny that every ex-vegan's tried animal products and they've sacrificed their whole livelihood for this truth? All of us didn't believe that it would work, and when it did, the fact that animal products have healed us, animal products are being healthy, meat is healthy, eggs are healthy. Now dairy is a whole different conversation, and again, taking babies from their mums. It's a fine line. I want it to be a conversation, not a strict. I got thrown under the bus when I stopped being vegan, like just cast out, like you're unconscious, you've gone back to sleep, how could you go back to that? You don't care, you never cared, all this stuff. And it's like, no, I care, and just to get back, to recalibrate my ethics. There's a whole shift going on, like that goes on, for the realization that actually it is a necessity for some of us to consume animal products, and when we do, we feel healthier. There was propaganda being spewed around about how unhealthy animal products is, and it is propaganda because of all these people that eat animal products and feeling healthy, and against their best interests, admitting it, becoming open about it. The denial, the other one which I've recently just touched on, but the denial of vegans' own health issues, and yet these people are promoting veganism while contacting Goji Man or whoever doctor to solve their problems. But they're promoting veganism on TV or on YouTube, just like Ravana did until she realised, just like I did until I realised I'm promoting veganism, I'm telling people to go vegan, I'm judging people that aren't vegan and they've got health issues, thinking if they just went vegan they'd solve everything they do. While I'm spending 3 years trying to solve my own issues, blaming it all on ex-veganism, there's a denial of my own health issues, thinking that veganism was the only way to secure everything. And how many of us hold that belief that are vegan? That anyone around us, family members, people in the street, public, on TV, that have health issues, and we're just thinking, Vegan solves everything. It solves the world issues, solves the environment, climate issues, it solves the health. While we all have our own health issues we're trying to manage, which we're not blaming on veganism. We're not blaming on deficiencies potentially caused by that. So I just wanted to address the many denials within that come with that choice, that come with that long-term choice. And this isn't, if you're vegan and you are healthy, if you can, and this is tough for people, right? But if you can, if you're vegan and you think you're fine, or if you're not sure, if you can just try one boiled egg from a friend's house from some local source and see if you don't feel different, and then go back to vegan. See if you don't. Try some fish. See if you don't notice a night and day shift. I've got friends that did that. Telling me, Tim, I feel fine, Tim, I feel fine. A week later, they ate fish and eggs. Oh my God, I didn't realise I didn't feel fine. And that was the point that I've made, was that if you're having sex with a condom, sex is great, sex is amazing. You have sex without a condom, oh my gosh, there's another level to this. There's something that is slightly more natural that I didn't realise. Similar ways. You're doing your thing, you've got your beliefs in your head that you've decided because of some YouTube channels, which, something like plant-based news, it's just two men running behind the scenes that aren't that healthy, that are getting interviews with vegan doctors who don't look that healthy. It's no one man is an island, is a mountain, is a army, whatever it is. They're just humans behind computers. It's just because it's a corporation that has 200,000 subscribers, it doesn't mean that it's the authority on something. Your experience is the authority. Individuals' experience is the authority, not just biased documentaries and biased results. Well, you know, your experience is the truth. Empower your experience. That's what I did. And then, you know, like Elise says, no shame. Just, it's a reality that these vegans are denying about themselves, about the diet, about the reality of life. Within that, within listening to your body, I was taught truths about the world, that for something to exist and continue life, something has to pay. You know, plants, here we go, plants though. Yeah, plants though. Plants are living, beautiful beings. This is why I thought fruitarian was the way, because it's the only thing. I was in denial of wanting there to be this beautiful garden. There's a beautiful Garden of Eden where nothing suffers in the world. And maybe in a certain state of collective consciousness, that's a reality. Where we are right now, to get to there, we can't just jump a few steps. We have to respect where we are as a collective consciousness and build step by step, not just jump straight to fruitarian, where the tree gives its fruit, no tree gets hurt, no plant gets killed. Because with vegetables, plants get killed, plants that want to live, plants that have defense mechanisms, that are subtle, that are secret, that are clever, that cause issues to us humans. Everything has a cost. Everything we consume, everything we take from the earth, there's a cost to it. And so, how do we make a choice? We don't tell others that their choice. We help everyone become aware, and then respect everyone's own choices. And through choosing what we can listen to our body and tap into that is the best for us, might just come to the understanding of the true nature of life on this earth in the 21st century as we are right now, and then plot out the path to future, to evolution, to looking after the planet. But while we're so trapped in our own egos and our own denial, we're not really solving anything. We're just projecting onto others and not able to face ourselves, not able to reflect, which is the thing that got us into veganism in the first place. You've got to continue to reflect, continue to do the soul searching, continue to ask questions, man. It's all right. I keep asking questions, keep searching. That's what makes life fun. And we're progressing. That's all from this one. It ain't a river in Egypt, folks. It's a problem.